What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is the latest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is another origin story. We are being introduced to another hero that we'll be seeing, I'm sure, in several films down the line. This stars Simu Liu. If that's not how to pronounce his name, I do apologize for that. But he plays the lead character, Shang-Chi. And as I said, this is an origin story, so we're meeting him, and we are finding out the legend of the Ten Rings, and getting some of the truth, and more of the in-depth truth, of some of the things we might have been teased of in Iron Man 3. Including some things, obviously, with the Ten Rings and the inclusion with the Mandarin and all that sort of thing. And it does play into this film. So if you're going in thinking if it's not going to be, as involved in the MCU's overall story, you'd be wrong, because it absolutely does. I think any film that comes out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, it's all connected in some way. And this film is connected, and I think they did a terrific job weaving in the story of Shang-Chi, or Shang-Chi is how they pronounce it in the film, how they weave in that story with the overall MCU story, and things that might have happened in the past with the snap. Some of the other things that might have happened in films, as I've already mentioned, including Iron Man 3, or even Doctor Strange, really. A lot of cool stuff that happens in this movie. But it does have an emotional core, and it does stand on its own 2 feet, because the story is just so good, and it's so well realized, with the family element and Shang-Chi's family, what he's dealing with his mother, his sister, and his father. I thought all of that worked really well, and they did a great job making us care as an audience about the story, and it's a very fast-paced movie, so you're never going to be bored. You'll be sitting there and you'll be entertained the whole time, and I think the action is really great as well. I think that the choreography and some of these fight scenes is some of the best in any MCU movie. The way it was all filmed, the cinematography, even the editing, it was all very well done. Even though some of the CGI in the film, particularly in the first half of the movie, some of the CGI doesn't look great, to be honest with you. It's some of the weakest CG we've seen in an MCU movie. And I don't mean the actual Shang-Chi stuff with the rings and everything. I mean just like car chases and CG green screen and stuff like that. If you see the movie, you'll kind of get what I'm talking about, because I don't really want to give away spoilers here. I want you to kind of go in and experience this for yourself, not knowing as little, going in knowing as little as possible, like I did. But other than some really extremely noticeable CGI, if I was to pinpoint another negative I would have with the film, which really would be my only other negative with the movie, is in the third act of the film, the big climax of the movie, it does go very CGI heavy. Now, they do also have to kind of bring all these emotional stories to a head that the story's kind of been leading to, and they do that. And then after that's sort of wrapped up, we have a sort of CGI fest of things that, like I said, I don't really want to get into too much detail, but it was a little like too CGI heavy towards the third act of the film. And maybe if the CG was better and more believable, I would be more sort of invested in these kind of more mystical type sequences. I can't really, like I said, explain to you what I'm talking about, but if you've seen the third act of the film, there's some big things that come about, and they just they don't look as maybe good as they they would have hoped. But other than that, I think the action is great. I think the acting is great. The story is great. Really, my only nitpicks come with the CGI in this movie and how it sort of takes you out of certain scenes, and the third act maybe being a little too CG heavy, where I would have just preferred they 100% focus on that emotional arc that they were going with, which they do focus on, and they don't shy away from that, but sort of there's some other things going on as well, interwoven into this final battle, this climax of the film. That's pretty much all I'll say about it, though. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is a very solid 4 out of 5 for me. I can't get it to 4.5, simply because of some of the CG. It's actually quite noticeable, and it's kind of hard to get past. But it's an extremely entertaining film. And I think it's a top 10 MCU movie. It's quite good. It really is. It's an origin story as well. It's I would say I liked this more than films like Captain Marvel. I don't know if it's probably better than the first Thor movie, and I think I liked it more than Captain America, the First Avenger. But I don't know where it ranks with films like Iron Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, or even the first Doctor Strange. I would probably say I liked this more than that. So it's definitely up there. Very decent film. So I do recommend it. I highly recommend it. I'm going to give it a big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Actually, if I had a third thumb, I'd give you 3 thumbs up. But it's a very good film and another great installment in the MCU. And yes, compared to the previous MCU movie that we got a few months ago, Black Widow, this is definitely better than that. Even though I gave Black Widow the same rating, 4 out of 5, just for different reasons, obviously. But if I'm going to choose, Shang-Chi is definitely a better film than Black Widow. So guys, comment your thoughts down below in the comments. You plan on seeing this movie? Are you excited to see it? If you saw it already, what are your thoughts? Don't spoil anything in the comments. This is a non-spoiler video. Also, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at RyanKing72 and Instagram at KingOfRises131 for just some random stuff. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for maybe a lot of future things coming. Some new unboxing videos with the Zack Snyder's Justice League 4K Steelbook coming. Very excited to unbox that. Also, the live show, we have a weekly live show here. We just celebrated a 9-year anniversary on YouTube. So it's a very exciting time. We got some pretty cool stuff coming in the future as well. So guys, that's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Also, before I leave, I want to say the score in the movie is great as well. It's a terrific score. The soundtrack and the themes and the music in the movie is actually really good. So I just wanted to add that in there as well. But that's about it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching my review for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And until next time, over and out.